Are there specific design elements or projects that a designer should have in their portfolio when applying for a UX position? And piggybacking off of Rowan's question, do you feel that user experience design is differentiated between industrial design and visual or graphic design?
Yeah. So to answer the first part, oftentimes people coming into UX didn't have a bunch of UX clients, right? Because that's what you're moving into a new field. You don't have a ton in your portfolio. What I recommend is finding a business that's sort of tangible, not like Wells Fargo Bank, right? That's a huge thing, right? Finding a business and like redoing their experience. I've seen a portfolio where this designer did that with the post office. I know that's kind of large, almost kind of as big as Wells Fargo Bank, but they redesigned the U.S. Post Office website and they created a new logo. They created a whole different color palette, iconography, a mini design system, right? And I think that's at the top. You want to create this little mini design system for your project, whether it's the corner coffee shop or something larger like the post office, and try to think about it as though they were your client and you were rebranding their experience. And of course, through this, break your design, make it mobile friendly, make it dark mode optimized, all the things that could go into what a potential recruiter or manager may come and look at your design and ask questions around, right? And obviously, as you go into interviews, they're going to break your design and they're going to poke holes in it, and you're going to learn and go back to the drawing board and fix that stuff, right? So go put together a portfolio, create a little mini design system of the project or the client, and then execute. To the second half of this question, this is great actually, and it totally applies to all of what we're talking about. Designers exist all over the place. We work at Rodan Fields. I have a UX team. There's also a creative team, and the creative team is the team that puts together all the photo shoots for all of our products. They come up with all the campaigns. So there's a look and feel. There's a goal. There's an objective. There's how we want to position stuff. They come up with new color palettes, icons, new type treatments, all of this stuff, right? At the same time, we're doing that, but in a different place and on a different medium a lot of times. And I think it's very key for both teams to share our pain points, our challenges, and some of the opportunities where one may have and the other may not, right? And oftentimes people are looking at some of the UX and saying, well, this is pretty cool, but why didn't you do this, or why didn't you do that, or why doesn't it look like Apple's website? And I think it's really important to understand that there's a lot that goes into what drives our design versus just our emotion, right? There's product requirements, there's a service blueprint, there's journey maps, there's just a ton that we have to. There's technical constraints, right? I may just want to draw spirals on the page. Well, the developer can't do that, and you can't code that, right? So there's a lot that goes into it. It's very similar to an architect, right? If you're a designer and you're like, hey, I'm going to hire an architect to redo my bottom floor, and you have this idea where you want see-through walls between your kitchen and your living room, and you're a designer, so that's all good, and you're going to find these Japanese see-through walls. When you get with your architect, he's like, yo, killer idea, but that's a load-bearing area, and you need to have a very thick, not see-through wall there. And the designer's like, well, I'm a designer, I just want a see-through wall. Well, you may be a designer, but you don't understand the intricacies of architect, right? So you can't put a see-through wall or your home will fall down. You have to have a load-bearing wall that supports your home, right? So you're both designers, and yeah, you both have this sort of lens into that, but there's different nuances in each camp, right? Specifically.